Right, good morning, Year 10. This is lesson 1 this week. Okay, it's we're going to focus on simultaneous equations for a few lessons. It's a really important algebraic topic. Okay, so write down your noddy words. All right, and we're going to have a look at the first type of simultaneous equations that we come across. Now, why would we be bothering to do some of this type of work? Well, if we have a look at a problem like this, it would really come in handy if we could actually set up some sort of equation to help us solve it. So have a look at the problem, because at the end of the week you can come back to this and you can have a go at it using an algebraic approach. First of all, then we'll have a look at some examples of how we actually solve two simultaneous equations. The first thing you will notice is that you can actually see two equations. One is 2x add y equals 12, and the second one is x add y equals 7. So we need to find, in this case, a value for x and a value for y that will satisfy both these equations. I've put some notes on the side to help guide you through the problems that you're going to do for the week. So the first job is to label both equations. So I will label the top equation number 1, and I will label the second equation number 2. What we are looking to do is use an elimination method to help us find one of the two variables first. The variables in this case are x and y. I am going to look to eliminate y on each occasion of these examples so that we will find x first. The first thing to note in this is that both of these equations have plus y. So if I highlight that, they're both plus 1y. If they're the same, they can be eliminated. In this case, they're the same. If you have a look at the signs in front of the y's, they're both positive, so they have the same signs. If they have the same signs, then we subtract the two equations. So if we subtract, in this case, I can subtract the equations going down in a column method. So I subtract each column. So I come to the x column first, and I say 2x, take away x. That leaves me with x. Y, take away y, leaves me with no y's. And 12, take away 7, leaves me with 5. In this case, x equals 5. Now we have found x, what we can do is we can now use the fact that x equals 5, and we can use point number 3, which is to substitute x equals 5 back into one of the two equations you started with, and then we can find y. So I am going to choose equation number 2, and I am going to substitute x equals 5 into equation number 2. So equation number 2 looks like this: x add y equals 7. Now we know that x equals 5, so we replace x with 5, and we find what y is from the resulting equation. So 5 add what will give me 7? Well, we should all know that 5 add 2 equals 7, so therefore y will equal 2. We have now managed to solve this equation simultaneously. X equals 5 and y equals 2. So write down your solutions and make it really clear what we have found. Okay, let's have a look at one more example then. Okay, so this is example number 2. X add y equals 4 and x take away y equals 2. Again, following the procedure of the first example, label the two equations 1 and 2. If we again have a look now at y, they both have one y. One has a plus and one has a minus, so we can look to eliminate y in this case. Do they have the same signs? No. One has a positive, one has a minus. So therefore, if they have a different sign, then we add the two columns together. So if we add the two columns together, we will get the following results. If we add x, we get 2x. If we add x and minus y, it gives us no y's. And if we add 4, add 2, we get 6. So it gives us an equation to solve of 2x equals 6 in this case. 6 divided by 2 is 3, so x will equal 3. We have now found what x is. Again, now what we can do is we can look at using point number 3, which is to go back and use one of the two starting equations to try and find what y is. Okay, I'm going to pick equation number 1 this time, so we're going to substitute x equals 3 into equation number 1. Now equation number 1 looks like this: x plus y equals 4. X equals 3, so replace the x with 3. And now we can solve the equation 3 add y equals 4. So 3 add what makes 4? 3 add 1 makes 4. So y equals 1. And we have solved the both equations. So our final solution to the question is x equals 3, y equals 1. If you want to check your solutions at this point, then we can look at the second equation, which we didn't use at this part here. And we can say, well, what's 3 take away 1? It's equal to 2. So we have checked our solution. Okay. What I want you to do now is make a note of those questions. And I would like you to have a look at one final example before doing a main task. I've just slightly ordered this differently to the first two to get you thinking. So again, what I want you to do is label the two equations, 1 and 2. If the y's are the same, and they are, then we can eliminate y. Do they have the same signs? They have two pluses, so therefore we can subtract. This time though, if we have a look at the question, then if we go down the column, x take away 2x is going to give us a minus, and 4 take away 7 is also going to give us a minus. Therefore, it might be easier this time to take away going up each column. So in other words, we can do 2x take away x, which leaves us with x. Y take away y is 0y, and 7 take away 4 is 3. I've now found that x equals 3 in this question, and then I do step 3. I substitute x equals 3 back into equation 1 this time I'm going to choose. Okay, so what I will do is I will write out x add y equals 4. Now I will replace x with 3. And again, I'll try and find what y is. So 3 add what is 4, 3 add 1 is 4, so y equals 1. Let's write out our final solution. X equals 3, y equals 1. And we are done. We can do a mental check now by looking into equation number 2. We've got 2x. If x is 3, then 2 times 3 is 6, plus y, which is 1. 6 add 1 equals 7. So again, our check confirms that x equals 3 and y equals 1. What I would like you to do now is I would like you to look back through the 3 examples and make some key notes before pausing the video and having a go at this main task. Welcome back to year 10. Just so that you can have a check of your work now then, okay, what I want to do is I want to show you some of the solutions so that you can review what you've done on your main task. So question number 1, x equals 9, y equals 3. If you want to check it, have a look at number 1, 2x, well that would be 2 times 9, that's 18, add 3, that's 21. And checking the second equation underneath, x take away y equals 6, that would be 9 take away 3, gives me 6. I'm satisfied. You can do the same mental maths for the rest of your solutions. Question number 2, x equals 5 and y equals 3. Question 3, x equals 3 and y equals 7. And question number 4, x equals 3 and y equals 2. I hope you've got on really well with that, and we can check back in next week on your return to school. I want to leave you now with a check-in question. So have a look at this one carefully. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, welcome back. On this question then, again, you need to number simultaneous equations number 1 and 2. We have a look carefully at the y values, okay? The coefficient of the first one here is 1y. The coefficient of this one here is 2y. They're different in this case, but if we have a look carefully at the x terms by here, then we can see they both contain just one x. In this case, we can eliminate the x terms. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to eliminate x on this particular question. So we're going to take away, because both x's are positive. So in this first column here, x take away x gives us no x's. We go to the second column here, 2y take away 1y leaves us with 1y or y, and 14 take away 8 here is 6. So in this case, we found y first, so y equals 6. Now I need to do step 3, and I need to substitute y equals 3 back into y equals 6 back into one of my two equations. I'm going to choose equation number 1 to substitute the value y equals 6 into. So that would read x at y equals 8. Y is 6, so let's replace y with 6 in the equation. And we can see now that something adds 6 equals 8. Well, 2 adds 6 equals 8, so x equals 2. So in this case, x will equal 2 and y will equal 6. Okay, thanks for listening today. Good luck, and I'll see you again for next lesson.